Thank you very much for joining me for this session of Dr. Plotzker's Mind. Ominous lab work. First time I've ever had ominous lab work, the type that uh, could portend a reduction in longevity. I did not want to have the test done, but I must say uh, I would uh, give the perceptive physician who ordered it a home run for thinking of the diagnosis. Uh, I had some symptoms, prolonged, not very severe symptoms, easily compensated for years. The more common diagnostic possibilities were tested without any conclusive results or either severe results. So she reached down a little farther into the differential diagnosis and gave me a lab slip. I did not want to have the lab slip fulfilled. In fact, I left it on my desk uh, for maybe 2 months. And eventually I had to have other testing done, so I just bundled this. The result came back as something that will definitely need some additional diagnostic intervention. Being a physician, I can envision how I would approach this, and I assume that the doctor who ordered the test would approach it in the same way. I anticipate a referral. I anticipate a diagnostic procedure. One possibility really is ominous that needs to be treated. The other, I am much less certain, though treatment exists. The effect on longevity of the more ominous one is pretty well established. The more chronic one, which I think the more likely, less well established. It brings me to a branch point. I've lived past my 70. The result of the lab suggests that 40 is not quite in the cards, but you never know. Um, I've been married 47 years. It would be nice to be married 50 years. That's still possible. Grandchildren on the way uh, later this year, that's likely. Who to tell? When to tell them? I've told my wife and did it in a way that was optimistic and hopeful. My children can wait until the diagnosis is established a little bit better. It had been my intent to rewrite my will this winter. Now it's a bit forced on me. If my longevity turns out to be um, limited by the underlying disorder, I have things that I always wanted to do, but I've been a little bit casual about doing them. Now I have an incentive to be less casual. For now, I need to wait for the prescribing doctor to call me back to discuss what to do. though I can anticipate what she's going to recommend. Who to tell, how to fill in the uncertainties, or even whether to fill in the uncertainties. I will have to consider after seeing the experts. I thought I would be more despondent and upset than I am. In fact, the symptoms that prompted this have been there probably for years. The reason to do the test at all was kind of iffy, despite the credit that I give to my doctor for thinking about this. For the foreseeable future, I do not see a big change from the good function that I've had all along, or at least reasonable function. But it's a lab result that I really can't ignore, and even postponing its investigation may not be the wisest thing to do. Thank you very much for sharing this session of Dr. Plotzker's Mind.